Oh, that's a deep question. One, if you can do it your entire life, hopefully physically you can do it in some capacity, your whole life. That's a part of it. Jiu-Jitsu changing your life, that's the other part of it. Jiu-Jitsu is for your life to become better. Jiu-Jitsu being a part of what your life is kind of the third part of it. Like, Jiu-Jitsu is my life. Like, I don't mean like everything in my life has to be sacrificed for Jiu-Jitsu. Like, no, the way I live my life and I deal with my life on a daily basis is because of what Jiu-Jitsu has taught me.
Well, I'm a heart surgeon. I work with my hands, I work with my arms. It's very important that I'm able to perform at a very high level physically. And coming here day after day, my kids train as often as they can. Sometimes it's 6 days a week. For my children, I think it gives them an intense physical outlet. So they're able to get in a large volume of exercise in a short amount of time. They learn physical and emotional discipline, and that gives them a sense of self-control and maturity that I think they wouldn't get elsewhere. It's really important in today's culture to know where you are in a certain pecking order, to understand that someone might choke you and someone might be willing to break your arm, and that there are evil people and you need to defend yourself sometimes. There are times when you can't run away, there are times when you can't call for help.
I think kind of like just what we talked about, all those different things that they translate over. I mean, when you're in here training, you're constantly like problem solving and trying to like deal with someone choking you and things like that. And I think just being able to like work through that kind of things in the gym and then going out into the real world and being able to problem solve and be like, well, I can get through something as tough as like a competition training camp or whatever. Like, I can get through whatever else it is I'm dealing with in the rest of my life. That's kind of like how I interpret it anyways. Like, there's always going to be problems in your life. Like, life is 80% bullshit, I think. Like, just dealing with bullshit, I should say. So I mean, just having like that life skill of being able to deal with problems and work through them and come out on top is just, yeah.
Exactly that. Jiu-Jitsu for life means, I'm going to do Jiu-Jitsu for life. But not just like time, right? Jiu-Jitsu for life is Jiu-Jitsu to also improve aspects of life, Jiu-Jitsu for life, Jiu-Jitsu to improve quality of life, your confidence, your health. I've seen so many people come in here, your mental game, right? Like your mental resiliency. Every single aspect of your life will be improved. So Jiu-Jitsu for life is not just, I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu for the rest of my life. That's obviously really good, but it's like, okay, Jiu-Jitsu for your health, your mental health, everything, For me personally, Jiu-Jitsu for life is like, okay, this is the thing I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life, and it's the tool that I'm going to be using to improve other people's lives. So, and helping other people's lives. And I think it's a really cool thing because, doctors and nurses and all these like professionals from other fields like come in, and it's like, oh wow, like I'm the person who's like imparting wisdom on you, It's like, so many things that I will never know. I think that's so cool, and this is the thing that I can share with you. And I think I'm always like pretty humbled by that, especially like a white belt comes in. I'm like, oh, like what do you do? And they're like, I'm a brain surgeon.
It's taught me how to deal with problems, how to puzzle solve. It's taught me just how to have fun with life while still, being challenged in everything that I do.
I think Jiu-Jitsu has dramatically improved my life in the sense of, like we talk about like the physical aspects and the mental aspects of learning how to struggle through difficult situations. The physical struggle helps you understand the mental struggle, and the mental struggle helps you understand the physical struggle, and that translates to basically everything in your life, whether it's work or personal. There's always something that you're struggling with, and Jiu-Jitsu helps give you that confidence of, I have overcome a difficult circumstance before, I can do it again. And it really helps you develop an emotional and a mental resilience to difficult times, in the sense of you're constantly struggling and you're constantly volunteering yourself to struggle, and that gives you a lot of confidence.
I think it can be kind of like what Ishmael says. It can be whatever you want it to be. Like, some people come here for self-defense, others just want to like get in shape. You can like do sport jiu-jitsu, so be a competitor, an athlete.
It gets rid of a lot of like built up anger, stress, everything, from whether it's school or just things around me. I come here and it's gone. I come here and I train, and it's not on my mind. It's a really good way of like escaping things or getting rid of those things.
It makes you definitely take care of yourself more. Well, you have to hydrate, you have to, what you eat is gonna affect your performance. So it goes hand in hand that you have to, learn more about nutrition as well, and how your body responds. So, it's different for everybody.
I think first and foremost, it's a community, right? It's a community of like-minded individuals from all different backgrounds. Like I was saying earlier, doctors, lawyers, billionaires, below the poverty line, whatever it might be, right? All from different backgrounds come together and have this one thing they do together. I think it becomes like a family, it becomes like a family. And I think that's what really allows you to not only do jiu-jitsu, but anything for a long period of time, is the people that you have with you. So I think my answer to what does jiu-jitsu for life mean is the community, for sure, which has changed my life.
Jiu-Jitsu for life for me is like just. I've never had a time in my life. It's just my passion, and I love to do it. I love to train, and I love to cooperate with other people. And I feel like Jiu-Jitsu for life is, to me, like learning more about other people and learning more about Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu for life, I think for me personally, would mean like doing this forever will not necessarily line up with your expectations, but it's still worth committing to it every day, or at least in a consistent manner in your life, right? And understanding that the benefits, or having enough forethought to understand that the benefits of doing it for a long time outweigh what you think is valuable in the short term, or what your expectations in the long term will be, right? Because everyone that I've known that has done jiu-jitsu for a long time hasn't necessarily had the exact experience that they thought they would, right? And nobody does, because there's so many variables, right? You can get hurt, you can it's like all these things. It's like you think like, oh, I'm just going to do this every day and it'll be okay. And then, there's people who have to have surgery and things like that. It's like, oh, I got to stop for 2 years. And then, that's one thing you like go through the healing process, but then you come back and then there's like, now I have to like regain all the things that I've lost. Like that even if at a higher level, right? It's like, yeah, now I have to spend weeks and weeks and months, Yeah, watching jiu-jitsu change people is a pretty gradual thing, but I've had people tell me, Ishmael, I wouldn't have passed this exam if it weren't for the things I learned about discipline in jiu-jitsu. Ishmael, I don't think this job interview would have went well if I didn't learn how to be relaxed in a stressful situation, an interview, right? So you definitely see people change. It's those kind of little nuggets, though, are the ones that really resonate when somebody can like focus in and say, I got this job. I got this job. It's my dream job, and jiu-jitsu didn't directly have anything to do with me getting this job, but indirectly, without jiu-jitsu, I would not have got this job, and I know it, right? So those are the things that really resonate, because we've had a few of those, right? And we've had some parents talk about their kids like, yeah, my kid is like different like now. Like my kid is more mature, happier, does better in school because they're more mature, they're happier, right? And it all started getting better the same time they started jiu-jitsu.
I think the other part that is the biggest aspect for me is the social aspect of jiu-jitsu and M-Theory in particular. When I moved to the Twin Cities, I didn't really know anyone, and I was nervous at first, but then I kind of reminded myself that, hey, I'm gonna find a jiu-jitsu gym and we're gonna be best pals, and like that's it. That's all I need is a great jiu-jitsu gym, and I found one, and here I am. And that's exactly how it happened. And then I found him, and that was also great. You know, it was okay.